What's going on, everybody? I'm Dylan, and this is Matt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dylan, and this is Matt.
And we're at Texas Toast Guitars this week, building guitars. That's why the content strategy has been disrupted, and the type of stuff has been disrupted that we've been doing this week. Matt's YouTube channel's broken.
Yeah, my YouTube is taking a dump.
So
I think it's because everybody else is on my internet feed, and they're
maybe.
I don't know that that's it actually.
Anyway, so
So now there's lots of people telling me what to do. Unplug the router and plug it back in, and I tried restarting everything.
So you, as a guitar channel, must have a lot of network administrator.
Yeah, I do.
Experts.
I do that work here in my shop.
In your comments when you need them.
Tonight we're sponsored by Odyssey Beer Works, the great American beer works, and this is not prune juice.
No, this is not coffee. This is the Rarity Dry Irish Stout, and it is very good.
You know why we call it the Rarity?
Why do you call it the Rarity?
Why do you call it the
Chris,
Rarity?
from Odyssey Beer Works?
How often do you see a dry Irishman?
How often do you see a dry Irishman? Interesting. So, you saw the thumbnail. We're going to talk about building guitars and how it's hard and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would also like
So the name of the title of my live stream is supposed to be why building your own guitar might be the most important thing you ever do. And there's a picture of Brian May on my live. I have no idea why I can't. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna try. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Do the thing that people love in the comments and just take over my live stream.
Okay, I'm happy to take over anyone's live stream anytime of any day, but I don't want to irritate the 13-year-olds that are watching in there. I don't want to say that they're eating Cheetos in their mom's basement and they got an orange dick. I'm not going to say that.
You wouldn't.
I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
But I will be happy to tell you that we are right in the middle of a build. Ultimate guitar build with Dylan Workshop, and we've got 6 guys here who are building really cool guitars, dare I say ultimate guitars.
Yeah.
And
we should say that the 6 people that we have here this week have never been here before for this.
No,
it's the first time in recent memorable history that there has not been one person that we neither of us have met any of these people.
Yeah.
We've not they've not come here to do this before.
No.
100% beginners from the beginning, which means they're human beings.
Yes.
And they can do it.
Yeah.
You're a human being.
You can do
That
it
means
too.
you could do it too.
Yeah.
Did I mess that up, Chris Fesker?
The original line is, people do it. Mm-hmm. I'm a people. I can do it too. So yeah. So
Yeah.
and that's you. That's you. That's everybody can say that. Yeah. So it's not like it's something that's that tricky to do. And you know, the world has a lot of examples of people who have blazed new trails and built their own guitar quite famously. And if you're a guitar player, building your own guitar, like I say, might just be the most important thing you ever do. Let's name some people who built their own guitars that you know about, and you know about, and even I know about. So Brian May built his own guitar.
Eddie Van
Halen built his own guitar. Les Paul built his own guitar. And I think the list goes on and on and on. So what makes you think you're better than those guys, right? Yeah, build your own guitar. And it might just change your whole life.
I could say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you think it would change? How do you think it changed your life to build a guitar?
I can tell you that...
Not the fact that you do it for a living now, but I'm just saying...
It's remarkable that I get to do it for a living, though.
Oh,
you know?
Me too.
It's absolutely... It kind of blows me away every time I think about it. Every time I look around, you know, the shop that Chris and I worked really hard to put together and to make happen, and there was a time I remember thinking to myself, man, it sure would be great to have a shop that's not in my garage at home. And thinking in that same breath, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to have my own shop. I'll never be able to not work that day job. I'll never be able to, to do this thing that I really enjoy for a job. And I don't know. I still don't know how. I mean, I know the timeline, but I don't know. I don't know at what point some mythical finger came down and said, "This is what you're supposed to do." I don't think it was like that, but and then in some ways I do think it was like that. But yeah, it's remarkable what we're able to do, and it's remarkable that we are able to bring people into the shop and have them make really neat, cool, custom creations that are, I firmly believe, will be heirloom instruments. Not Mike's, but everybody else's will be, no. But yeah, like the stuff that these guys are doing here it's pretty phenomenal. And some guys have done it before, and some guys, this is their very first time. And like I say, this, it is my sincerest hope that they leave here with not only an heirloom quality instrument, but with everybody that came to this shop for this week.
Chat.
Well, hold on, Super Chatter. Everybody that comes to this has at least 5 new friends that they went to the school with, and Chris and Dylan and myself and Jim and Joy and Chris from Odyssey Beer Works and Ike from Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store.
Brian Duncan.
Who else has stopped by? It's only Thursday. There could be more people that stop by. It's the there's lots and lots of cool people that I've met by doing these workshops, and I'd like to see you guys out here too. Sorry about the super chat thing.
No problem. I think it's right. I think he's right because it does. Well, let me take these super chats, and then I have something to say about this too.
Okay.
So
Will someone else give me another something?
Andrew St Pierre said he's paying.
Andy the Saint.
He said he's paying his union dues. Thank you so much for that. And then
You know who Andy the Saint is?
I've not met him.
Well, so can I?
Go ahead.
Let me preempt you again.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Andrew St Pierre, we call Andy the Saint, who was one of the very first patron saints of Texas Toast Guitars, and without Andrew St Pierre, we would not be doing a lot of the stuff that we're doing. In fact, those 2 guys over there in the refrigerator would be like, where do I go now? Because Andy the Saint bought us that fridge, among other things. Yeah. When we first moved into this shop, he's like, I want to get you guys a proper refrigerator because no shop is complete without a proper fridge. So
that's really cool, man.
Yeah. Andrew St. Pierre has been a friend to us. Thank you, Mike. When he did not need to be. And that's a big deal to me. He came out here and spent a week with us. He basically rented the shop for a week, and we built a couple of kind of our takes on the Turner Model 1, the Lindsey Buckingham guitar. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, Andrew St. Pierre is definitely in my cool book.
Brad Guitar Miller, super chat from Brad Guitar Miller. He says, building a guitar at Texas Toast was the best thing ever. Would love to have a shop in my garage, maybe soon.
Okay.
So
Brad, are you coming out to the December workshop? By the way, that the spots for that are filling up fast.
And the which one is that?
That is Build a Classic Les Paul.
Ooh.
It's our very first 7-day workshop, and you start with mostly nothing, and you walk out of here with a Les Paul in 7 days. So it's basically our woodworking workshop and our 2-day paint extension all combined into one thing. We give you everything else that you need to put the guitar together except pickups. Because I don't know what in the hell you're going to want for pickups. So, but if you want like Dylan P90, okay, how about this? Let's say you really like Dylan pickups because Dylan winds them all himself. And if they say Dylan on them, you know that this guy wound them. But you, let's say you want humbuckers, and the next guy wants P90s, and somebody else wants one P90 and one humbucker. You got to bring those pickups with you, but then we'll cut the guitar to fit the pickup, and bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And usually what we do is we come up with some kind of sale to make it easier for people.
So that's pretty neat.
We got another super chat from Mike Ford, who is here
Mike
in the
Ford,
room.
he's right there. He could have just yelled out.
We call him Hat Mike.
Cash.
We call him Hat Mike. He said, "Dylan, would you like another beer too?" Yes, I would like another beer.
So
Thank
wait a
you.
minute. Mike Ford paid you to ask if you wanted a beer?
Yes,
Wow. That's a good
that
deal.
same thing.
I
That
think they're all out.
oh, are they?
Wah, wah. No, there's a couple more.
I would like to try that porter. That
You've set a precedent with super chatting back and forth. Now you have to continue.
Yeah.
yeah.
You should have sent a super chat to say that.
Yeah. So I would like to talk about this whole changing your life thing because I have come here now maybe more times than Dangerous Doug, I think. If you add up all the classes together
Yeah.
that I've sat through.
Hey, by the way, if Doug
you.
Santaniello, who is also one of the patron saints of Texas Toast Guitars, if he's in the comment section, will he tell us if he got his bass?
Oh, yeah.
And because I want to make sure because I think he's got a gig like Saturday, and he wanted to play his new bass. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I like that thing. So I think that it completely changes. There's not one guy in this room or any of the rooms that are this room, but any of the people that I've met ever here, who by day 2 are like, yeah, guitars are too expensive, or pickups are too expensive, or like it makes them really appreciate the instrument.
Yeah.
When you say it's the best thing you could do with your whole, it makes you appreciate, and maybe not even just guitars, maybe everything, maybe pocket knives, maybe how my dining room table was made. When you sand on something for 4 hours to get it perfect, then you're like, oh yeah, the way this is made, whatever it is, it just makes you appreciate stuff more, which is really cool.
I think that's true. Not to mention all of my irreverent humor and T-shirts, and I say a lot of really funny stuff. I don't know if I say. I try to say the same thing, but like sometimes people. You actually came to me and asked me today where if I had any capacitors, and I'm like, man, I'm rubbing off on Dylan. I think, so, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the word.
It is the word. Yeah,
It says capacitor.
Capacitor.
It's not. I didn't make that up. That's the word.
I know.
You just, again, it's making me slow down and appreciate everything. Syllable construction, phonetics, everything.
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Exactly. Phonics.
Phonics.
Yeah.
Well, but let's talk about like without people kind of attempting to blaze new trails, there would be one of the things that's come up a lot in conversation this week is everybody wound P90s, and Silky Mike was saying that he thought that if there was such a thing as a noiseless P90 before whatever the Seth Lover humbucker or that there'd be no humbucker. I mean, it would be a humbucker because it'd be a noiseless P90, but that's the sound that people were going for. And you know what? Who knows if he's right? Maybe he's right. Maybe he's just being controversial. The other thing is, without people making...
You think Silky Mike is controversial by nature?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The other thing is, people sometimes we always talk about this, like if you're going to build a guitar and you're wondering a good place to start, the great place to start is something that's already been done, and it's usually the Fender Telecaster. But there are people throughout history who have done covers, if you will, who have built their own versions or replicas of amazing instruments, and without them, the music landscape would be very different. For example, the most famous one of all time is Chris Deering's Stratocaster. Chris Deering's Les Paul 1959 Les Paul that he built in 1986 that Slash has been playing for a long, long time. Without that guitar, I mean, Slash would have looked just as cool with a BC Rich Mockingbird because he's still Slash, but there's something about that instrument and that guy, and all those things kind of came together at exactly the right time. And Chris Deering knew it. Chris Fesker knows it. Building guitars is something that changes changes everything. Changes everything about who you are, and it changes everything about who you're going to be from now on. And I'm not overselling that. That's really absolutely true.
I 100% agree with you. Van Shank Guitars.
Hey, Van Shank
sent
Guitars.
us in a super chat, and he said, we need to move these down. I can't read them.
You're used to Leslie reading all
Leslie
this
does
stuff.
all this for me normally.
And then she's like, Dylan normally makes coffee in the morning.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to say that I've now sold a few of my own guitars, and most of the inspiration is from both of you right there.
Cool.
Well, thanks.
You know, that actually means quite a bit.
It does, because,
It'd mean more if you sent the super chat to me, but yeah.
well, your internet doesn't work.
I know.
And we have another super chat.
Okay.
Well, there's a bunch of them here. Dastardly Dave says, he did get it. I talked to Doug this week.
Okay, good.
So thank
Good.
you,
Thank you,
for
Dave.
that.
Sir David Dangerous is another one of those guys who he's been out here 4, 5, 6 times. He's not just a client; he's a friend of mine, and yeah, and that's a real thing, you guys. This is you need to know something. This is absolutely a brotherhood of guitar building, and brotherhood's probably not the right word because we've had ladies come to workshops, but it is a fraternity. That you can't buy your way in. You have to earn it, and the way that you earn it is you have to do it. You know what I mean?
You go to his website and you buy it, and then you
No, I don't. No, I mean I don't care if you learn to build guitars from me
somebody
or
else.
from
Doesn't matter.
somebody
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
or if you just watch the videos that I put out and that he puts out, and you learn the stuff, and you go and do it. Doc just sent us a super chat
Hey,
too,
Doc.
and he said Doug got his bass and practiced with it already, and he's and here's beers for the new TTG alumni. So he
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Doc just bought all you guys beers.
yeah. I have to 100% agree with everything you're saying. I think because it's not just about the instrument. These are going to be great guitars.
Yeah.
That are going to be hanging on people's walls, that they're going to share with their families, that they're going to share with. I already know. I knew by Monday afternoon that there are 6 guys in this room that like showing you pictures of their guitars on their phones.
Sure. Yep.
When they build it themselves, it's a different thing than a thing they bought at Sweetwater or Guitar Center.
You're right. It means
I mean,
something
everybody.
more.
Oh, I bought a new Strat this week. You want to see a picture of it on my phone?
No.
That's normal.
No.
But this is a different thing.
Yeah.
And the friendship thing is a real thing. It's,
But by the way,
it is.
when you said when I said no to was I don't want to see your picture of your Strat you just bought. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a Strat before.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. What if it's a Silver Sky? That's not really a Strat.
It doesn't matter if
kidding,
it's something
I'm
that you
kidding,
bought.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding,
Yeah.
No.
The you're a part of something bigger, and I really am. I'm not trying to oversell that. You guys probably get a sense of that right now, but I know for a fact that if Mike called me and said, "Hey man, what's Hat Mike's number? I got a flat tire." I mean, he would come. You know what I mean? He would come and help you. You guys are. You,
Like, I've got no idea. Who do you think we are?
yeah. So these two Mikes live like 5-10 miles from each other.
Didn't even know each other. Yeah.
Yeah, and so one of them flew out here, and he's like, I wonder how I'm going to get my guitar home. And he was like, you know what? Mike drove. I bet you I could ask him to take my guitar. And I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but I know for a fact that these guys would bend over backwards for each other to make sure that their experience. I don't know. It's a real thing, and I'm not bullshitting. Doug and Doc and Andy the Saint and so many other people have made things possible for people who come to these workshops that normally wouldn't be. And you meet new people and you get to be part of something that's a really neat thing. And we're only 20 minutes in. I'm already getting all kinds of ethereal and sobby.
Me and you and Joy were talking about this the other night, actually, about how one of the important parts of these classes is not just making the guitar, but it's you had everybody over last night.
Yeah.
We're all going to hang out tonight again.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard last night, my side hurt, man. It was so fun, and it is just, and when we get to know each other, I think we've gotten to know each other personally a little bit more,
Sure.
and you're like, oh, now I really understand that person, and you start to see different. There was also strengths, with people. Like there was a couple people here this week that like really took to the electronic side of it, which is a hard thing. There was a couple people that really took to, sanded their guitars with zero mistakes. There was a couple people. So there's all these different not weaknesses, strengths of each person that you get to learn. It's really cool. And on a personal level, it makes you, again, you take it away from here and you apply that to everything else. I do. I know that how I look at the way I wind a pickup affects how I make coffee or how I sharpen my knife or how I whatever. Like I take that same.
Steve at Maximum Guitar Works says start with excellence.
He does,
and it's the same. It's the same kind of deal.
Yeah.
If you want your guitar to be something that lasts for a long, long time, or if you want your coffee to taste really good or whatever it is, it's a different way of approaching things. It's an artisan way of approaching things. And I don't think that was another super chat. And I don't think that can be understated.
Yeah, Bobby Dill.
Bobby Dill, hey Bobby Dill, I got your shipment today, sir.
Not only can a guitar change your life, it can save it.
I know for a fact. I'm not going to tell Bobby Dill's story because that's Bobby Dill's story to tell. But Bobby Dill came out here and. He told us in not so few words that building guitars and being a part of something really was a life-changing thing and a life-saving thing for him. And I'm sure that if you guys have been fortunate enough to meet Bobby Dill, you know what I'm talking about. Super cool guy, super positive attitude. And you've got to have a positive attitude to make it through life today. Sometimes, you know what I mean. And Bobby Dill is an inspiration to me and an inspiration to Chris. I know for a fact. And I'm a better person for knowing Bobby Dill and all of you guys. Not you, Chris, but no, I tease it.
Little Bobby D?
What's that?
You mean Little Bobby?
I do, yeah. So But yeah, and I'm always goofing around with everybody, but it's absolutely true, you guys. It's a cool thing, and I have no idea why I'm fortunate enough to do what I do. So, okay.
Oh yeah, well,
Is Sean Joint here? Sean, I got a box from you.
you want to open some mail?
No, this is I think this is pickups for his
Oh,
guitar
cool.
for next
Very cool.
month. He's built, or maybe a Floyd Rose. I don't know. But Sean, whatever you sent to the shop, I got it. So if you're wondering, I got it.
So that being said, all what we've just talked about, we're building these guitars this week. We've got a massive reveal coming tomorrow, which we will attempt to do on 2 channels tomorrow.
We're gonna try, yeah.
Yeah, and they are something that has never been done before like this.
I want to say that Chris Fesker has completely upped the paint game for all of these
I have
workshops.
an applause noise.
Okay. It's remarkable what Chris has been able to do. And if you came to a workshop before this, or you did any paint work with Chris before this in one of the workshops, I guess is how you would say it. I liked all the paint work that we did up until now. But like the stuff that you guys did this week is next level stuff. I mean, it's like I loved everything that there's nothing that I'm not proud of that we've ever done in a workshop. But guys, I got to tell you, what you and Chris have done this week is it's remarkable. It's nothing short of remarkable. And what Chris does, it's all game changer stuff. You know, we got some new equipment, and Chris has figured out how to make it happen and make it work. And your paint that you get here at one of the workshops now is going to be, I mean, it's going to be like what you it's going to be like what you buy at a super awesome guitar store like Flipside Music, the great American guitar store.
We just got a super chat, and I need to put this up here because
Okay.
it concerns something that we were chatting about.
Okay.
Paul M. Hall.
Paul Hall is our very first intercontinental student.
A friend I was just with tonight bought a bass from Susie Quattro.
No way. Was it the BC Rich bitch that she used in the video Rock Hard? Because that is Joy's favorite Susie Quattro video.
Joy is in the comments
Okay.
being like, no way, I want a guitar from Susie Quattro. He's equally excited for me coming out to see you guys as he was picking up the bass from her house.
Wow, that's cool.
A pretty cool story.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and Joy is literally in here. What? She's like flipping out.
There's
So that's
talk
pretty cool.
of everybody in Hawk Attack having BC Rich bitches. No, not the Leather Tuscadero Susie Quattro, but the other one. Yeah, that is good. There's talk of everyone in Hawk Attack getting BC Rich bitches, or Texas Toast BC Rich bitches. We'll put the T in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because maybe we'll put 2 T's, and yeah, Jim is very excited. Brett will
Less
be excited.
excited?
No, he'll be excited. He loves that stuff. I'm less excited because I have to make them all, and Chris maybe even least excited because he gets to paint them all.
Get to play them
He doesn't even get to
doesn't
play
even
them.
get to play 'em.
You could be in Hawk Attack. That's fine. Yeah,
on stage. Yeah.
you could be
Wait,
in Hawk Attack.
can you put Jazzmaster pickups or
Jazzmaster
in
Trem on a BC Rich
on a
bitch.
BC Rich bitch, and then you would play it?
Ukulele. That band's missing you.
So, what is that? What do we? What else do we have coming up?
Well, you and I specifically have 2 things. One is the $9,000 Strat Workshop that is in August as well as in October. So
It does not cost $9,000.
it does not cost $9,000, but I'm going to tell the story once again because the $9,000 Strat Workshop is something that is pretty remarkable. So
Can you give me the copper one?
we noticed
The copper Strat.
that there were a handful of boutique builders who were offering guitars that were $9,000, and they were basically Strats. And we know the guy who's winding the pickups for this person. He's sitting to my left, your right. We know the guy who's making bodies and necks for him. He made the body and neck for this guitar. So we thought, why not have, if you go to the website, texastoastguitars.com, and look up $9,000 Guitar Workshop, basically you get to spend a week building a boutique instrument that is not just as good, but exactly like the one that you would pay $9,000 for from Brand X boutique builder somewhere in the United States. You know his name. I can't say it.
That's right.
You know their names. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I happened to, Chris and I were just thinking, we're like, you know what? We know a lot of these OEM guys. Why don't we have this workshop? And that way we don't have to make a bunch of Strats, because we really wanted to have you guys come out and make a bunch of Strats. By the way, Super Stratathon is coming. Spring Stratathon. Thank you, Chris. Spring Stratathon is right around the corner. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a buttload of Strats.
A real buttload.
A real buttload. Can we show? Can you bring some of those that are in the paper over there, Chris? Would you mind? Spring Stratathon is right around the corner. We've got some like this one here that Dylan has in his hands.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. Really
Sure,
quick.
go ahead and kick it
Because
around.
We've talked about it. Obviously, I built the loaded pickguard for it. This has.
By the way, you're building all the loaded pickguards for Spring Stratathon.
for all
I
of
don't know
them.
if you know that.
Yeah, well, we discussed it the other day. So the pickups that are in here, just FYI, are pickups you cannot get on my website.
Thank you, Chris.
These are special run for this that you cannot get on my website. They're based off of a 60s Strat setup. They're the only staggered set that we've ever made, that we do make. And
Got it. Thank you.
and the I think we're using paper and oil caps. We're using CTS
Everything
stuff.
about this is vintage.
Yeah,
everything.
except this guitar is actually a hardtail. I have heard about, obviously I know about this part because I built it. I've heard about the rest of these. This is what I want to get to
Okay.
on my channel.
Okay, yeah.
For the first time, I've heard about these guitars. I've obviously seen things similar to these guitars, but I have not played them. The Texas Toast versions of these guitars, and they are freaking phenomenal.
I think Mike's gonna buy this one.
Is he?
He not one of the guys' name. He was like,
think-
oh my god, that's what you're selling them for. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, these are unbelievable guitars, and whatever he's selling them for, they are worth it, and you should grab one.
15.
$1,500?
I didn't say that, but yeah.
Holy crap! These are really good guitars, y'all. They are.
Those are spring Stratathon prices.
Are
This is
they?
normally way more than that. Yeah.
They are unbelievable instruments. When I got here, I like went straight to that rack because I knew that they were sitting over there, and I
Yeah, I
started
keep
pulling them up.
forgetting you'd never seen.
Yeah, I'd not seen them in person, and I got to tell you, man, if you're a Strat person and you're concerned about quality, consistency of other Strat manufacturers, like the ones that actually make Strats, you should buy this guitar. It's unbelievably good.
So when we actually officially announced Spring Stratathon, these guitars are going to be heavily discounted, and the idea is that the ones that we have in the shop are heavily discounted because they're kind of prototype instruments, and the reason that we had to have a bunch of prototype instruments sitting around. Yeah, you can't see it. The reason that we had to have a bunch of prototype instruments because we wanted to get ready for this workshop that we're doing with you and Steve from Maximum Guitar Works. So we had to build a bunch of them. We had to build a bunch of them in one day. But I still want to do a thing where like, hey, you know what? I want a Strat. Now, I'm not going to be able to like radically discount custom Strats that you guys want, but I am going to be able to make you good deals, okay? So, and these are going to be the same kind of instruments that you can get from at our build classes, or you can have us make them. Isn't that right, Chris? The notion is that we will be happy to make them for you. So we'll be offering Strats at heavily discounted prices, high art, low cost.
And
so yeah,
for those that are Strat geeks, obviously we talked about the pickups. These are a special run pickup that they're not available on the website. And what these particular guitars are a little bit different, but what hardware are available on the ones?
okay. The ones that we're doing for the $9,000 Strat Workshop are going to be all Callahan hardware. So you're gonna go to Maximum Guitar Works. You're going to build the neck and the body. You get to pick between two headstocks. This one and one that has been around since the 50s. I can't say what it is, but since you're building it, it can be whatever you want. Dylan's going to provide you with the pick guard and the switch and the potentiometers, and you're going to wind the pickups. Everything else is going to be Callahan hardware, so bridge, football jack, tuners, neck plate, strap buttons, whatever other parts are on a Strat, string tree if you need it. It's all going to be there. It's all going to be provided by Callahan. This one here has a fender bridge and hip shot tuners, and we've got some that are the one that you just had a fender bridge with high wood saddles and hip shot tuners, and we're like, you know what? To hell with it. Let's just get the stuff that everybody wants, which is the vintage correct, super awesome Callahan stuff, and it's really a pretty cool.
This
thing.
stuff is incredible. This one right here.
This was one that I had built for you, but you wanted not this.
Yeah. So this guitar is if you buy this, you get to pick the color,
Okay.
and you get to pick the
We have the neck for this.
yeah.
The neck, I suppose we could get another neck, but yeah.
Yeah, the neck is the same one as these, right?
The neck is that TTG neck that you've got.
Oh,
in your
this one here?
hollow hand. Yeah.
Rosewood fretboard, 10-inch radius, really nice
Yep.
profile.
Yep.
But you get to pick some options on this. So get with me on that if you want this guitar right here. And this is roasted poplar. And that body, that particular body, is so light and it's totally resonant, bro. Like, let's tap test it live.
Hold on. If you can't,
I mean,
if you
come
can't hold your
on.
guitar body out like this for 3 or 4 minutes without fatigue,
What are you even doing with your life?
your guitar is too heavy. So, the cool thing about this one has a swimming pool route.
We were going
as
to
a-
put P90s in it.
as opposed to the standard traditional
Yeah.
just the 3 single coil. The cool thing about this is you could jam just about anything in this. You could put 3
Yep.
humbuckers in.
Yep, and it's going to
2
be a
P90s.
hardtail.
Yeah,
this is
one
gonna be-
humbucker.
This is going to be a hardtail. This is going to be whatever pickups you wanted and whatever color you wanted within reason. And rosewood.
Chris
fretboard.
does not like flake. Well, he likes it, but he doesn't want to paint it.
Yeah,
right?
it's not going to be We're talking about normal colors,
Metallics.
metallics
Yeah.
and pastels. No bass boat flake or
No.
dune buggy flake.
Actually,
Came up-
the necks are right over there. If you want to see the neck, you want to see the necks?
Yeah,
Does
let's show 'em
anybody, does
the
anybody
neck.
want to see
Let
the
me,
necks? But guys, the
Hey, Hat Mike, could you or maybe? Thank
But yeah, so the $9,000 Strat Workshop, which is considerably less money than a $9,000, is the first one sold out so fast we had to add another one.
Yep.
Thank you, Chris. I think both these necks are the same, right?
Same.
I think so. They're both 22 fret rosewood fretboards, maple necks. These are for the. This one's actually for. This one is actually set up for. They're not quite the same. One's for hip shot tuners and one's for the traditional
Vintage.
safety post. Mm-hmm. So whoever gets this neck will get
Vintage safety
Callahan
posts.
hardware.
Callahan?
Yeah.
Oh, because you'll use the Callahan.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Yep.
Yep. And these are like precision machined to not need the extra stupid little collar
Uh-huh.
or anything. Like,
Yep.
this is legit stuff.
It's the legit. It's the. Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, blind fret slots.
Yep.
So this you're not gonna have the little fret tang hanging out over here. Yeah, these are really cool. Really cool. This is gonna be a neat guitar stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I'm gonna come out here in what months? I'm coming out in
August and October.
and the one in August is sold out.
Sold out. It sold out so fast we added the October one. So if you want to sign up for the October one, TexasToastGuitars.com, $9,000 Strat Workshop. It's not $9,000, and yeah, you can sign up now. I think there's 3 spots left.
And the exciting part about that is it's unlike a class you've ever done before.
Yep.
And you get to wind your own pickups, and you get to build this. And what's really
So you get to watch how a modern guitar is built by an OEM manufacturer. That's Steve at Maximum Guitar Works on a wildly sophisticated setup, guitar body and neck. You get to wind pickups the way that you do it, which is the vintage old school way. You get to do paint work with Chris, and you get to hear me tell dick and fart jokes for 5 days.
and
I think it's funny.
That's a good deal.
Oh, and you get a guitar too. Yeah.
oh, we got another
Double
super
for
chat.
that downtown.
And there's something important I want to talk about that really quick, but we got a super chat. From PTM Guitars.
Hi, PTM Guitar. That's Pedal to the Metal Guitars. That's Brad Guitar Miller.
I want to do the Strat Build Workshop too. Thanks again, Matt and Chris, for the props on my product line.
So Brad Guitar Miller at Pedal to the Metal Guitars. Links in my description that is not below, but Brad is not just a client, not just a fan, but he's a friend and he's a manufacturer and he's got really good deals on a bunch of cool stuff. And you should check out Brad's Pedal to the Metal Guitars. Just do an internet search on that, right, Brad? That'll take you there.
Yeah, no, that's cool. One of the things that's interesting, I know some people have. This is another thing I want to talk about with the whole class thing and this Strat one too. A lot of people have a fear because guitar building is hard. Like it takes a lot of concentration. It takes a lot of effort. There's sanding and there's detail work and there's patience. And human beings sometimes don't have a lot of any of those things. So sometimes it can be difficult. You've done a really good job of engineering these workshops into a thing where there is success 99% of the time.
Chris absolutely has set everyone up for success. I just sit back and yell at everybody. That's
So you don't have to be scared to come here.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
No.
But what I think is really interesting, so if you've never used, obviously, probably you've never used a pin router, maybe you've never used a bandsaw.
Maybe not.
Maybe you know what a drill press is, but you've never used one. Maybe maybe you've never used a DA sander. Like a lot of people
Sure.
haven't used that stuff, and maybe you've never done fret work. I don't even know, talking to the guys this week, they were afraid of fret work because they've never done it before.
It's funny because a lot of guitar players are afraid of truss rods and fretwork, and by the end of this week, you're not afraid of anything.
And maybe you
Guitar
only do it the
related.
once, but you understand a lot more about it, how to do it. And then even to the next level, because I was thinking about this the other day, because you've been known for making everything by hand and doing all this stuff. And this one, where you come and do it with a CNC machine, is even another level of understanding how a guitar is made. For those of you that maybe feel like you don't have tool hands, maybe
Sure.
you're worried a little bit about maybe the dangers of the tools or the whatever, this might be the class for you because you still get the satisfaction of an incredible instrument, winding your own pickups. And I've helped some folks with some pretty shaky hands wind some pickups. I think it's something that most people can do. So I think it's really a thing that could be, even if you're kind of afraid of it or intimidated by the idea of,
Sure.
oh, I could never do that.
Yeah.
I can understand where someone would naturally be like, this sounds cool and all, but I could never do that.
Sure. If you think, well, I'm not a very handy guy. Or
Yeah,
I'm not a very.
exactly.
I'm more handsy than I am handy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a workshop for you, and you can make your own. You can still make your own guitar, and you can have, like I said, an heirloom instrument by the time you're done. So,
Yep.
like I said, Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, Dylan from Dylan Pickups, Chris Fesker from Texas Toast Guitars have made this so impossible to get wrong that we guarantee that you'll have something that you'll cherish for the rest of your life.
We got a Paul Needs sent us a super chat all
Thank
the
you,
way
Paul.
from the other side of the big pond. And he said, how thick should the bottom of a chamber be? And how would Thruxtons sound in a Strat? They would sound awesome in a Strat. I'm thinking about trying that myself. Let's see. How thick should the bottom of a chamber be? Oh, so like maybe how thin should the guitar be on the butt? Like how far can you get away with?
I would say if you start to get a whole lot thinner than a quarter of an inch, you could probably go 3/16. If you imagine what a rear routed guitar has for if you imagine a rear routed guitar, the opposite of this, or if you imagine right here, the opposite of this, that's probably about a quarter of an inch. You could probably go 3/16. You could maybe go a little less. Anything that you could fit up the potentiometer washer and nut over and still have it go through, that's about as thin as you want to go. Could you go thinner? You could. What happens is when you start to this is like tone tapping. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but when you run your finger across something solid, it sounds very different than when you get to something that has no backing. This part here is quite a bit thinner, and you can tell when you just rub your finger across it. You never see Paul Reed Smith do that. He's always knocking on it. Why isn't he like running his finger across it? Checking
Because
for voids, etc.
Because you know something that he doesn't know.
I have. How about this? I am attempting to market something that he has not yet attempted.
What are you gonna call that?
Tone. Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for Paul Reed Smith to come up with it.
Okay.
But yeah, Paul, if you're watching, Lord knows I love you. I want you to listen to what. Yeah, if you're voicing a soundboard, by the way, that's something that you do. You kind of feel
for an
along,
acoustic
yeah.
guitar?
Anytime you're trying to feel how thick something is, yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul, if you're watching, please add that to your
Finger
repertoire of things that you do to make sure your wood is good. I love Paul Reed Smith. Let me tell you, I bought his guitars. He didn't buy mine. You know what I mean? I love Paul Reed Smith guitars. So yeah.
Let's see. Question on a 4-way switch wiring, do you have to isolate the metal cover from the ground wire and run direct to ground? No. The plate is ground. What you have to isolate on a 4-way switch is the cover of the neck pickup. That's what you have to isolate. We got another super chat from
Cool.
Van Shank Guitars.
I love that guy.
Tone rubbing.
Tone rubbing.
Yeah.
I kept rubbing on the Donald.
Oh, see, there.
thing.
Everybody's look at tone caressing, tone finger. I knew
heard-
that was coming up.
You heard it here first. What? You wait. If Paul Reed Smith starts doing that, you're gonna be the. I remember when. Yeah.
Tone sliding.
You heard it here first.
tone stroking. There's
That's a good one.
this could go woo pretty quickly. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I'm glad to have spent this time here this week. It totally disrupts, everything.
It does.
But I always love coming out here. We just had that video come out on Phil McKnight's channel, and we've been selling pickups like crazy, P90s mostly. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, we're really behind because of that. But I had this scheduled way before this. And so I'm going to go home to a pile of P90 bobbins.
There are worse things.
And be making a bunch of P90s. But to come out here and meet 6 people that I didn't know before, make new friends, and make these guitars. Wait till you see this reveal. Wait till you see what I built. Because, and I would like to say that Dylan talks tone. I do talk tone. I do sand stuff. Mm-hmm. I do route some stuff. I did some things this week.
Yeah, you were just sitting around talking tone.
I don't know if anybody got it on camera. I don't think they did.
No.
The evidence is not. The
No.
evidence is not on the internet. of me
But
actually doing
I am a
anything.
witness.
But I did some things, and the end result is really going to be cool. Well, you saw it in the thumbnail. I'm really excited about it. That guitar is actually for sale as well. That you can hit either me or Matt up for that particular guitar. Fondling for $1. Ooh, tone fondling.
So, guys, what you need to know about that is if anyone starts doing it here where it's solid all the way, or where it's consistent, that's nothing. What you're really
Right.
looking for is the
Thin
the
part.
opposite side, the thin part,
Oh,
and that's
I can hear
it's a
it.
totally different sound.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. And
I don't know what it's going to tell you, but you
does
heard it
your-
here first.
Oh, does yours have the hyper switch? The design.
Hyperspace, deluxe hyperspace.
No, the hyper switch.
Oh.
That Bluetoothy thing.
Yes.
We ended up not using it. I
You
brought
could put it on this.
We could put it in this guitar.
So if somebody wanted to buy this guitar, you could paint it in pickle green, and you could put a hyper switch in it, and you could put a P90, a humbucker, and a Telly neck pickup.
Something.
You could do whatever.
You
Yeah.
could do whatever you wanted.
Nobody would want that operation, but yeah.
Yeah. A Nashville Strat, only not.
What would the ideal pickup combination be for this? You can have. I mean, you're limited only by your imagination and the distance from here to here.
Cavity caressing is pretty good.
Cavity caressing is good.
Well, we'd have to have a humbucker and a P90, I think, because.
All right, here I have this legitimate ass question.
Okay.
I love the idea of one humbucker and one P90. Aesthetically, I gotta say that I want the humbucker in the bridge position and the P90 in the neck position.
Agreed.
Every time. But sonically, I want it reversed.
I'm the same way.
I couldn't get, like, if someone said, nope, I gotta have the P90 back, it wouldn't look right, but I think it would sound right.
It would be the right thing.
Yeah. So I want to know what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think.
What's
that?
it, Chris?
Go for the sound.
Yeah.
Oh, go for the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I absolutely 100% agree. An EMG 81 long ways.
We just stack them in there. But
Yeah,
you could have four of them jammed in there.
Offset 81s.
Yeah, 4 Jag pickups.
4 Jag pickups
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
Chicka.
Yeah.
How many EMGs of what you had like a bunch of tele neck pickups just stacked in here? How many could you jam in there? 5, you think? I bet you could fit. I bet you could easily fit.
You know, there's that Photoshop Les Paul that's on the internet with, I think it's 5 humbuckers, and it's photoshopped in there, and it's got all the knobs all around the body. Mm-hmm. And I've threatened for many years to buy an Epiphone Les Paul and cut it up and make that guitar, because I could take. I've already thought about it all, where we could make a humbucker that was like this long with like a bunch of coils.
Sure.
And it would be. I've thought about this whole idea of doing a series of videos, but I would need sponsors for it because it would be expensive. But to do a series of videos to make all of the photoshopped joke guitars that everybody think are funny, but they aren't really real, but to actually make them.
What about
I've
a
always wanted to do
sympathetic
it.
pickup here that like was not because and the reason I say that is when Chris and I built many multiple neck guitars, and when you have the pickups turned on for the necks that aren't turned on, but play the necks that don't have any pickups under them that are turned on, you get all kinds of wacky sympathetic. No, although those have strings on them, so that's vibrating too.
Yeah.
I think that would be a myth-busting guitar.
Sympathetic pickup. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think it would work.
I don't
Can't
think
we
it would
just
do-
take this body and put it on the other end and make like a Michelangelo Badio guitar with?
There was a
That
video there. Okay, there was a video, and it was on MTV when MTV played videos. Kids, there was a time when that
It's
was
like
the thing.
30 years ago.
And it was way more than 30 years ago, but this would have probably been like 83. I saw a video, and there was a band no one's ever heard of, and they had guitars that spun before ZZ Top did, but they had necks. They were double necks. One neck went this way, and one neck went this way, and they spun like propellers. And there was a 3-piece band, and they would lean back, and they'd spin their guitars, and they'd spin like propellers, and then they'd catch them and rock. And it was like the guys in the band looked like I don't know who are the turn up the radio guys.
Twisted Sister?
No. Autograph. Thank you,
Oh,
Chris.
Autograph.
They kind of looked like Autograph, kind of. No one's ever heard. I'm the only person who's ever seen this video, I think.
With a Z. The band starts with a Z.
John, if it does, I don't know, but no one has ever seen this video but me. I think
That is fun.
no one has. Someone was like, "It's Accept." I'm like, "No, it wasn't." Someone was like, "It's."
Enough's enough.
It wasn't. No, it was before
it
Enough's
was Enough's
Enough
Enough's
ever
not
even
that
graduated from high school. It was. Yeah, like I said, it was probably 83 or 84 at the latest, at the absolute latest. I tell you this much: the Bears had not won the Super Bowl yet. That was
That was 86. So
Yeah,
that was,
it was before then. Yeah. Do you remember when the Super Bowl Shuffle was a thing?
Oh, yeah.
There was a video that some heavy metal band in whoever the other team was, wherever they're from, there was a song they did called "We're Gonna Skin the Bears."
It was the Patriots.
Was it the Patriots they were playing in '86? Okay, so somebody from New England who had a band had a song that had a video on MTV called "We're Gonna Skin the Bears." And it was right around that same time.
William Perry, the Fridge.
The Fridge.
is from my hometown. If you go to my or not from my hometown, from the town I live in now. If you go to my local museum, they have his Super Bowl jersey.
Sweet.
Yeah, in the local museum.
Sweet.
Somebody, Chris Fesker, somebody came up with a really good idea here that I think only you could try.
Do you want to come and sit by the camera, Chris?
And that is put
Why
a
not?
pickup behind the bridge on a Jazzmaster.
Oh, people have done that. Yeah, I think Robert Smith has.
No one can hear you.
I believe Robert Smith from The Cure has a guitar that has a pickup behind the bridge to pick up those sympathetic notes. Yeah, that would work. I don't believe the pickup just plays
Sort of
arbitrarily
anywhere.
will
Yeah.
do anything.
Humbucker right
You
here.
should actually do that. You should do that because you like to bust myths.
That would
Yeah.
be an interesting. I wonder. That would be an interesting thing to
Just
try.
yeah.
Buy a Jazzmaster.
Well, no. Have like a hardtail with a pickup located somewhere else on the guitar.
I think it's a great idea,
Oh.
but what myth would it bust?
It would prove.
It's a great
Tonewood.
idea, but yeah.
I
A Tonewood myth. Speaking of these
They smell.
they smell
good.
like pancakes. These are so
yeah.
cool.
Roasted wood.
Roasted anything,
It smells
yeah.
so great.
Torrified lumber smells
Yeah,
good.
torrified. That's
Torrified.
what the right.
Yeah.
So it's 5:55.
All right.
I'm gonna go real quick and just say thanks to everybody who watches. We're keeping it short tonight because we have beer to drink at other places, and food to eat and etc. So and people to hang out with because we're doing more of the coolness that is this thing tonight.
And can you guys wrap your brains around coming out and being part of this? It's a
so
fun
fun,
thing, and I want everybody to experience this. And like I said, I am truly blessed to be able to do what I do, and I know I speak for Chris when I say that like we love having people come out and do these workshops, and it's cool to meet everybody and help people make really neat instruments. And I hope to see everybody. I hope that everyone who comes to these wants to come back. So.
Yeah. There's links in the description for this video for people that support the channel. Please check out Texas Toast Guitars. Check out the section, workshop section of his website.
If you go to the website, you can goof around on the website for a while too, John.
And find out, and also find out the latest guitars that they have for sale. If you have not checked out Texas Toast channel, make sure you check that out. They have a video before us on Primetime Guitar on Thursday. It's at this time normally. And then they have that's going to be a thing too.
This is kind of our video series right now. Is this 335 kit from Stuart McDonald?
Yeah.
So Chris and I are putting this together, and we're professional guitar builders.
But you're doing a kit because it's fun.
Yeah,
It's cool.
So far we've shaped the neck, we've reshaped the neck, we've glued in the neck, and we've done UV pore filler on this, and this will be a neat guitar.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of fun stuff happening on his channel. There's also fun stuff happening on my channel. We will continue. I think there's going to be a video coming out tomorrow. That's going to be the couple of days since the first day of this class. I'm trying to do my best to kind of chronicle everything that's gone on.
I really like that video too.
Thanks. So that you can get a good picture of what you would do when you come out here. That video doesn't do the fun and the laughing justice. You just see people working. That is not even a portion of what we do. It's pretty fun. We got another super chat.
Let's take a super chat.
Dylan, watch the Squatch video shared on Patreon. Okay, I will do that. Thank you. And then also, when is Stratathon? What are the dates for Stratathon?
Spring Stratathon. I don't know, Chris. What do you think? Maybe by the middle of April? End of April? When is Easter?
Easter's? Don't you realize?
Do you not realize? Yeah, spring.
I know that Stratathon is coming. However, there's a couple of guitars sitting around here that I just had in my hand, and I bet if you sent Matt an email, you might be able to get some kind of early bird thing.
You might, yeah. If you
You
want to
might
get,
be able
send
to
me an
get-
email if you want to get in on spring Stratathon early. The real problem we need to get through this workshop. How about this? How about we start spring Stratathon Friday after next? So a week from tomorrow. Is that too soon?
That's a good Friday.
That's a Good Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. So Easter, Spring Stratathon officially kicks off a week from tomorrow. How about that?
There you go.
You heard it here.
You heard
Cool.
it here first. Okay.
Awesome. And we also want to thank Odyssey Beer Works for, thanks Chris, he's actually here tonight, who brought
Hold on, I have to
us
take
some
this.
beer. And that's it. We will see you all probably tomorrow.